Good day everyone. We're here to discuss the psychological impact of disasters on mental health. While disaster cause physical destruction, their mental health effects are often overlooked. Many individuals may experience trauma, anxiety, and even PTSD.
To gain more professional insights on this topic, we invited Mrs. Irish Ann Santa Ana, a licensed psychometrician at the University of Makati. She will help us understand how disaster affect mental health and help us provide support for those survivors.
How significant is the impact of disasters on mental health compared to physical damages is often overlooked. Disasters aren't just about destroyed buildings and damaged roads. They leave a deep mark on people's mental health too. While physical recovery can be measured in repairs and constructions, of course, emotional healing is much harder to see and often takes much longer. So the trauma, grief, and stress don't just disappear once the cleanup is done. Many survivors deal with anxiety, PTSD, or the post-traumatic stress disorder, depression long after the event. These disorders can be hidden and it's not always obvious when someone is struggling. Sadly, of course, mental health support doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Healing from loss and trauma isn't as simple and it shouldn't be overlooked. And yes, it is often overlooked. After a disaster, it's completely normal for people not to feel overwhelmed. So, stress, anxiety, depression, and even yung PTSD, as mentioned kanina. So, some struggle to sleep, some have panic attacks, others just shut down and avoid people altogether. For some, these feelings gradually fade, but for others, they only get worse without the right support. So healing isn't one size fits all. No one should have to go through it alone. Grief after disaster isn't just about one loss. It is a layer of heartbreak all at once. People might be mourning loved ones while also losing their homes, losing their job, or their life. It is overwhelming, and the uncertainty nga of what comes next only makes it harder for them. Unlike simple grief, it comes in stages, while the grief related to disaster naman, it is messy and overwhelming. Sometimes it doesn't even hit right away because people are too busy trying to get through the day. Healing from this kind of loss takes time, support, and understanding from other individuals as well. PFA is like emotional first aid. It's about offering immediate comfort, stability, and support to help people feel safe and cared for in the immediate aftermath. It doesn't dive deep into emotions, but focuses on calming people down and helping them with basic needs. As a first aider, you have to connect and provide hope. Crisis intervention, on the other hand, is more structured. It can involve professional mental health support for those in severe distress. In crisis intervention, it involves creating plans for next steps and future treatment. Professional help is really in need for this. Right after ng disaster, PFA is usually the most effective. Resilient communities don't just bounce back from disasters, they prepare for them emotionally and socially too. Building resilience means fostering strong social connections, educating people about mental health, and creating support network before disasters even happen. Kids may not always express trauma in obvious ways, but signs can include nightmares and sudden mood swings, even aggressive sila in a way. The best way for parents and caregivers to support them is through reassurance, maintaining routines, and allowing them to express their feelings in safe ways. Letting them know they are safe and loved, it will help them heal slowly.
That concludes our interview. We have learned that while physical recovery is important, mental health support is just as crucial. Early interventions and strong community support can significantly aid in their recovery.
Thank you as well, everyone, for listening. So let us continue to raise awareness about mental health disaster response. Take care and stay safe.